Hey guys, welcome back. So this morning I have a special video for y'all today about a little manifestation secret that not a lot of people talk about that is very important, and it's honestly one of the shifts that made the biggest difference for me in my life. And once I really embodied it and felt comfortable teaching it, I also teach it to my clients, both my clients for spell work and also for healing, and it really does make a difference. And what it is analyzing the way that you are approaching your manifestations. And this is especially important if you feel like your manifestations have plateaued. This might be why. And what I'm talking about is looking at, are you manifesting out or are you manifesting up? And what this means is it's two different approaches to bring about your blessings and your goals. When you are manifesting out, it's exactly what it sounds like. You are trying to manifest your way out of something. There's a problem, maybe you're in a bad circumstance, or you feel trapped or something, or it's not aligned. You know there's an issue, and you're trying to get yourself out of it, right? Versus manifesting up, it's not only wanting to upgrade your life externally, upgrade your finances, your relationship status, your health, your mindset, your friendships, etc., your lifestyle, but also wanting to elevate on the inside, on a holistic level. So wanting to elevate your confirmation, hey spirit, wanting to elevate not just your life, but you as a person, right? As a soul. And don't get me wrong, they both work. They're both powerful. I've done both. But a lot of times manifesting out comes from a place of survival. Okay. Understandably so, because usually when you're in survival mode, it's for a reason, right? And if you talk to any truly spiritual person, they will tell you they've been through some shit. And there were times when God and the divine and their spirits made a way out of no way. And they swooped in at the last minute and pulled a rabbit out of their hat. It happens. A lot of us, we have at least 2, 3, maybe 4 of those stories. I know I do, right? My spirit comes up some crazy shit for me. But it's not meant to stay in that mode of manifesting out. This really cemented for me because one of my Madama spirit guides said to me one time when I was thinking about this, the way that I manifest, she said, don't do more, be more. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it took me a good 6 months to fully understand what she meant. Because I guess at that time, when she said that to me, on a soul level, I just was not, and a mental level, I just was not equipped to do that level of inner work. But the difference between manifesting out and manifesting up is one is focusing on what you're doing to bring about the manifestation, and then the other one, manifesting up, is mostly focused on who you're being and your identity and your self-concept and how you live your life on the inside. Okay. And if y'all see me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes because I am trying to keep this video organized. Like I said, manifesting out usually does come from a place of survival. And I'm going to be talking about survival mode in this video because I know someone needs to hear this, and I've been there. Everything I'm talking to you about today, I've experienced, and I've learned the hard way, and I've embodied these teachings, and especially as a woman, I know the difference that these shifts can make. But if you realize that you are in survival mode, maybe you have been for a long time, please do not think there's something wrong with you. Please do not beat up on yourself. I did that for about a year. About year 5 after my dad passed away, it really hit me like I had really been living in survival mode since he died. And I knew it wasn't good for me. And I knew I needed to make a change. But I had been living that way so much for so long that I didn't know how. And I want y'all to know, if you are in this state, it's okay. Your mind, heart, body, and spirit, up until now, have been doing what they were designed to do, which is to keep you safe and to keep you alive. And if you've been in survival mode, chances are you've been through some pretty heavy shit. Okay? And especially if you have childhood trauma, for a lot of us, it's like that trauma just snowballs. We get into abusive relationships when we're older because we don't know anything different. Our finances are upside down. We can't hold money because we're not used to having money because we grew up in poverty. Like, childhood trauma really does snowball into adulthood. And you cannot shame yourself into healing. Okay? But there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. If anything, like, you had a normal human biological response to what happened to you. It's just, it's not ideal for your heart, mind, body, or spirit for you to stay in survival mode. Okay? And this shift of getting out of survival literally was one of the most difficult changes that I've ever made in my life. But it was so necessary. And by the time I finally stood in front of my Buddha and said, look, y'all, I need healing. Please help. I was fucking tired. I was burnt out in every dimension. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, just burnt out. And once I really set that intention to begin my healing journey and be consistent with it, it's like it compounds in the most beautiful way. And the first way that I began to shift out of survival mode was recreating my sense of safety. Healing begins with safety. Okay? This is where spiritual healing and the chakra systems come in. We start with the root chakra. Our safety, our stability, and our security, right? Our basic needs. If you know that you do not feel safe, which if you're in survival, you probably don't, do yourself a favor and do your absolute best to not be around people that cause you to feel unsafe in any way, but especially physically. Okay, if someone makes you feel physically unsafe, get the fuck away from them. And if necessary, please contact the proper authorities to do what they need to do. Okay? If you need protection spell work or something, I'm your girl. I will do my best to protect you on a spiritual level. Book a consultation at sirensnectar.com/booking and we can get to work. I'm really passionate about that. Like, women deserve to feel safe. We've been unsafe for so long. It's high time. Okay? But it started with me getting all the unsafe people out of my life. And then once that was done, recreating my sense of inner safety. And what that looked like for me was I quit beating up on myself. I quit the negative self-talk, the malicious inner dialogue. Like, I just decided one day, enough. Because I realized, like, all the shit that I've been through was not my fault. It wasn't. And I was finally able to unlock a sense of compassion for myself. Because I can honestly say that I did the best I could at the time. And because there was no enemy within, and I eliminated all the enemies on the outside, then it was like, okay, I can finally breathe again, thank God. Okay. And then after that, once I moved past the root chakra, then I moved into the sacral chakra, the emotions. And releasing that past trauma, especially the trauma caused to me in relationships or from grief and things like that. Trauma from SA, trauma from, tumultuous relationships and all that, releasing all that stuff, right? And doing cord cuttings on a regular basis. And then once I moved past the sacral chakra, then I moved into my solar plexus area. And this is where it gets deep, because your solar plexus rules over your identity and your self-concept. And I began the identity work, and it just kind of moved up from there, right? But I was finally able, to release that negative energy. And when you first start on your healing journey and your inner work, a lot of it is going to be about releasing and deconstructing and removing the gunk and releasing the trauma and negative energy and toxic patterns and all that. It's not about adding a bunch of stuff on right away. And I see a lot of women do, a lot of people, but especially women, high achieving women, huntresses like myself, we do this, right? They'll be journaling all the time, and there's nothing wrong with journaling. I love journaling, but they'll be overdoing it because they're still stuck in survival, right? And they're just making their to-do list longer and longer, when really they need to be releasing stuff. They'll be trying to meditate like 5 hours a day, breath work, and they'll pile on all these different healing modalities, when in reality, a lot of times, the thing that will help is letting the emotions out, crying if you need to cry, because when you are shedding those tears, you are literally removing negative energy from your spirit and your body, okay? There's that old saying that tears cleanse the soul. I heavily believe that. And a spiritual bath. Breath work does not work for me. I don't like it. I don't resonate with it. I remember I went to a breathwork session. I tried it once, didn't like it, tried it again, and on that second time, I'm like, I can do all this and get the same result with a fucking ritual bath, or a series of ritual baths. Because the point is, oh girl, is that lipstick? Lord have mercy. I'm uploading this video anyway, it's too late to stop now. I can get the same result from a set of spiritual baths to release the negative energy and trauma and emotions from my body and from my chakras. Okay. But pick 1 or 2 healing modalities to try. Try them out a little bit. And if they don't work for you, don't force it. Okay, try something else. But my point is, if you're already feeling overwhelmed, you don't need to be piling all this stuff on right away. Okay, you need to be finding ways to release and let go of the negativity and the trauma that you're carrying. Okay, and on my website at sirensnectar.com/baths, you can find a variety of bath sets. I have my favorite, which is my staple, my signature one. It's my cleansing and healing bath set. It's a set of 3 cleansing baths and 3 healing baths. And you can also add on a floor wash or a head wash to that. And they really, really do work. They're handmade, custom made by me. I do divination before I make the baths to make sure that they are specifically catered to you and your energy and your needs. And I also offer chakra baths for the first 4 chakras. So I offer a root chakra set, a sacral chakra one, a solar plexus one, and one for the heart chakra. So if you're really stuck in a certain chakra, those baths are super helpful to help balance things out. I'm a very spiritual woman, so my natural instinct, because I'm a soul first, right, is to do the spiritual approach first. And also take aligned action, okay? Like, when my healing journey first started, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like, in the physical realm, there wasn't a lot of aligned action. Like, it was a lot of resting, a lot of sleeping, because my body was finally, like, recovering from the trauma, and I had been overworking and overextending myself. I was fucking tired, you know? But once I focused on upgrading every part of me and every part of my life, not just the outside, that's when things started to shift. And it started with me getting out of survival mode. And if you really need help with this, I do recommend my healing sessions. I make it a huge point to be a safe space for y'all. I am a very safe space. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to talk down to you. I'm a very nurturing, soft, loving person. And that's my gift, is to be the nurturer and to hold that sacred, safe space for you and be your support system. So you can go to sirensnectar.com/booking to book your healing session. Or if you feel like you need more deeper, transformative, long-term work, you can check out my 8-week one-on-one healing container at sirensnectar.com/healing. And I will put the links for those in the description. Okay? But I hope this helps you guys. I know the difference that it made in my life, and it continues to make the difference in my clients' lives. And one thing that made me realize this shift needed to occur was being a professional witch. I've been doing spell work for other people for 6 years. I'm an initiated high priestess. And what I realized is a lot of people want the thing, they want the blessing, the manifestation, the outcome, but they're not willing to put in the honest effort to become the type of person that has those things. They just want the thing. And what happens is either the universe and your spirits and God will spare you and say, nope, we're not giving it to you. Not yet, you're just not ready. Or the thing will come in, the manifestation will occur as a test. And if you're not ready to hold it, it will slip through your fingers like water. And so finally, me and my spirits got together one day and we're like, why are we doing all this spiritual work when they're just going to fumble it anyway? Like, or it's not meant for them, you know, at that time. So that's the main reason that I switched over to more focusing on healing, because that's what this planet needs. Okay? If you want to hold and grow and sustain your blessings. Okay? And you can check out my other goodies on my website at sirensnectar.com. I offer baths. I do make a spiritual soap, a cleansing soap, and I also offer handmade 21-day ritualized amulets. Okay? I love y'all. Thank you.